Hello, I'm Steve Shaw, National Coordinator of Football Officials and Secretary Rules Editor for the NCAA. And today we're continuing our series of media videos for the 2023 season, and we're going to be focused on game action from Week 4. There was another exciting week of college football, and I've received a number of questions about our kickoff play, so I wanted to report out on that. Now, first, remember that the Rules Committee is dedicated to making this a safer play, and we've made a number of changes in the kickoff over the past few years. We've limited the run-up of the kicking team. We've actually made the touchback go out to the 25-yard line. We've introduced the fair catch option for the receiving team. We've eliminated blindside blocks. We've eliminated double team blocks. And all that is working together to make the play safer. And in fact, if you look at the injury rate of the kickoff compared to a regular scrimmage down, the injury rate is slightly lower on the kickoff play for the last 2 years, and that's exciting for the kickoff play, and that's something we'll continue to monitor. But what about the excitement of the play? So far through 4 weeks, we're averaging 10.4 kickoffs per game, and right at 1/3, a little over 33% of those kickoffs are being returned. Now, in Division I, we've had 22 returns for a touchdown. 13 of those have come in FBS. And then if you look at Division II, we've had 21 returns for touchdown. In Division III, we've had 18 returns for touchdowns. So the play is staying exciting. The injury rate is trending down, and that's exactly where we want to be. So with that, let's get on into our plays. Our first play this week, the offense faces 2nd and 3 as the time winds down in the first quarter. Now, they do get the snap off just before the clock goes to 0. The quarterback throws long down the near side boundary, and the ball is incomplete. But we get 2 flags, one from our side judge and our back judge. Now, as we go back and take a look at the replay, we see that receiver number 1 is behind the defender number 2, and there's early contact by the defender who's not playing the ball. And so this is a correct call for defensive pass interference, and it's a 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Now, this illustrates another one of our clock rule changes this year. In prior years, since we had an accepted penalty for a live ball foul that occurred during a down in which time expired, we would extend the first quarter and have an untimed down after the penalty enforcement. But now, this extension only happens at the end of the second and the fourth quarter. And so on this specific play, the penalty will be enforced at the start of the second quarter, and we will not have an extra untimed down. And this is really in order to keep the game moving. Play 2, the quarterback hands to the tailback, and he breaks toward right end. We see a flag come in just as he's hit, and the ball pops free and is caught by number 9 of the defense. And number 9 is off toward the opponent's goal line for an apparent defensive touchdown. Now, as we go back and look at the play, the referee has a flag for holding by number 64 of the offense right at the point of attack. That's a correct call. And then we see number 9 of the defense. He's going to catch the fumble ball, turn up, right at the boundary. He passes the coach who is inside him on the field of play and ultimately goes all the way for a touchdown. So what's the rule here? If the coach is on the field like this during the play, it is a foul for unsportsmanlike conduct and is penalized as a dead ball foul, so the defense could decline the holding penalty by the offense, take their touchdown, and the unsportsmanlike conduct could be enforced on the try or the succeeding kickoff. Now, if the coach had interfered in any way with the ball or the player, this penalty statement allows the referee to take any action they consider equitable, including awarding a score. But thankfully, that wasn't required in this play. Play 3, the quarterback drops back. He's under heavy duress. He escapes out toward the right side boundary. He's going to throw downfield, and the ball is apparently intercepted by number 29 of the defense. Now, as we go back and take a closer look at the interception, we see number 29, the defender, he goes out of bounds on his own and is the first to touch the pass. We know that if the offensive receiver goes out of bounds on his own and comes back in as the first to touch the ball, it's illegal touching. But the defense does not have that restriction. They can go out of bounds on their own and come back in, but the requirement for the defense is they must first reestablish inbounds to be able to make this interception.
And we're going to see that it's very close, but number 29's left foot is out of bounds, but it comes off the ground. His right toe is still down, inbounds, so he has indeed reestablished himself inbounds. He then goes airborne, makes the catch, completes the interception by getting a body part down, inbounds, and maintaining firm control as he comes to the ground. So this is an amazingly athletic play and really a great call by our on-field official and a good job by replay to confirm it. Play 4, we have a 4th and 1 situation in the red zone with the line to gain at the 17-yard line, and the offense is going to go for the first down. Now, the quarterback is under center. He fakes to the back, looks for a receiver, and then he's going to run to the boundary right at the forward stake of the chain, and the line judge is going to mark him down just inside the 17 for a first down. Now, we know replay looks at every line to gain situation, but here they're going to stop the game for further review. Now, by rule, let's talk about forward progress on this play. The most forward point of the ball when declared dead is the determining spot for forward progress. And as we see on the replay, the runner and the ball is not declared dead until either the ball or any part of the ball carrier touches the ground or anything else that is out of bounds. Now, when we see the quarterback's right foot touch out of bounds, the ball is beyond the 17 and would be a first down, but we have two exceptions to this forward progress rule. If the ball carrier is airborne or if he is a striding runner, and that's what we have in this case, the forward progress point is where the ball crosses the sideline. So it's clear here the ball crosses the sideline short of the 17. So replay is going to overturn the call on the field, and the defense takes over, 1st and 10. Play 5 is the opening kickoff, and we're going to get a surprise onside kick. Now, the kicker hits a one bouncer, and he makes the recovery just after the ball has gone 10 yards, and no receiving team player is in position to make the recovery. It's almost flawless execution of this onside kick, except as we go back and look at the kick from the broader view, we see two kicking team players on the near side of the kicker. They're offside when the ball is kicked, and our back judge gets a marker down for offside. Our officiating standards for onside kick requires that the kicker's restraining line is worked as a plane, and the kicking team members breaking the plane should be called for offside. On deep kicks, the same plane applies, but the officials should not be overly technical in regard to players breaking the plane. So a 5-yard penalty is appropriate here. We back the kickers up 5 yards, and they have to re-kick. One final point of note here, the visiting team is the receiving team here, and the visiting team is required to wear their white jerseys unless they have agreement in writing prior to the game with the home team to allow them to wear their dark colored jerseys. And the conference of the home team certifies that the jerseys have proper contrast. And that was done here, so everything was good. But if the visiting team showed up in their colored jerseys without the proper approval, then they would be assessed a 15-yard penalty at the beginning of each half after the opening kickoff, and they would lose a timeout at the beginning of every quarter. Our last play this week is a 3rd and goal from the 1. The quarterback's going to fake a handoff and then runs and dives for the end zone pylon, and the ruling on the field is a touchdown. Now, as a reminder by rule, if the ball is over or inside the pylon, or if it touches the pylon before the player's out of bounds, it is a touchdown. And we know that if the player touches the pylon, the ball is dead at that point, but they get goal line extended, which is the extension of the goal line beyond the pylon. And if the ball is breaking the plane of the goal line extended when the player touches the pylon, it is a touchdown. And as we see here, and the angles can be very tough, but the quarterback touches the pylon with the left hand, and the ball is in the right hand and appears to be breaking the plane of the goal line extended. So this is a touchdown. Now, as replay evaluates the play, it is very tight to determine if the left hand touches the pylon first or if the left foot actually touched the ground before the hand touched the pylon. It's almost impossible to tell, and so replay is going to let the ruling on the field stand. It is a touchdown. Well, that's it for our plays this week, and we appreciate your time invested in watching these videos, and we appreciate your comments as well. Now, these plays are intended to inform and educate on the rules and officiating standards, but are also reflective of just how competitive and narrow the margins can be in our games. Best of luck to all.